Okay, so one of the things I was going to show you, just a tip, is if you don't have a table saw, but you have a circular saw, and like a hand saw, you can essentially rip down large sheet goods by making yourself your own fence on the sheet good. There's all kinds of different products you can buy to do that for you, but if you have a piece of wood that's generally straight, you can do it yourself. What I have here is just a cut off from a piece from my table saw with one of the factory edges, which is nice and straight. So what you do is you essentially mark the line that you want to cut. You need to know the measurement on your specific saw between the edge of the tooth and the edge of your saw that you're going to essentially use as the guide. So in my case, that is just shy, 1/16 shy of an inch and a half. So what I'll do is go ahead and kind of line myself up on one side here. Take a clamp, just get close for right now, and I need to make sure I clamp it from the back side. That way it doesn't get in the way of the saw as it cuts. So, and then I'll just go back and make sure that I'm close there. I'll use the tape measure here on the other side just to get myself close, and then I'll get it lined up here. So again, for me, if you notice there's this little notch in the front. That's actually the edge of the blade on my saw. Different manufacturers have different ways of marking it, but if you line that up, that should be right at the edge of the kerf of the blade. Just depending on the blade width, you want to make sure that that isn't slightly smaller, because they do make different kerf blades. They're thin and thicker ones, just depending on what application you're using it for. So I'll go ahead and take another clamp and put it on the other side here, and just clamp that piece down. So I'm just going to double check and make sure that I'm at the same position all the way across here, which it doesn't look like I am. It looks like I'm a little bit off on that line, which is okay, but I'm going to go ahead and adjust it just because I can. So I'm just going to bring that in just a little bit. Just double check that we're in the same position here again. Alright, and we're good to go. So once you have that set, you can go ahead and take your saw, run it right up against the edge, and then you just go ahead and make your cut just as if you were cutting either using a track saw or something more fancy, but for a lot less money. And there you go. You've got a nice straight cut. I have a little bit of tear out. I think I have a few teeth that are a little dull on that blade, but that's it. Another just little tip for you to help you with your project.